In case you missed it, here are 3 things you need to know from this week's AEW Dynamite. First, Rio is back after a really good one-on-one match for the TBS Championship between Mercedes Moné and Alex Windsor, which Mercedes retained in. She began beating Alex Windsor up after the match, attacking her after the match, hitting her with the title belt, and Riho made the save. They said it's been months. I didn't really even check to see how long it's actually been, because it feels like years since we've seen Riho in an AEW ring due to a bunch of different issues and complications, but very glad to see her back, and they made the match official for All Out. It'll be Mercedes defending the TBS title against Riho, and that's going to be an incredible match. What a shot of energy for this women's division. Just when it felt like they were running through the same competitors and challengers kind of over and over again, this is great. Second, Brodito retained the AEW tag team titles in a really good match with Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli. It got really convoluted near the end. It broke down. There was all sorts of outside shenanigans, so it feels like this is kind of starting to be the setup to the Blood and Guts match coming up soon. But overall, really fun. Obviously, with this level of talent, it's always going to be something good, but Wheeler Yuta taking the pin here kind of starts to make me think we're going to see him be made like the scapegoat of the group. No infringement on Jack Perry there, but it feels like they're going to need someone to blame and ostracize soon to keep this story going. And I'm noticing Yuta taking a lot of these pins, so it kind of feels like the logical next step. But overall, a really fun match, and just more proof that the Brodito concept is a total success. And third, we had a really nice standoff between Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Hook, with Hook upset at being replaced from the Ops so quickly when he went out with injury. And I just really appreciated the continuity check. It felt like they could have just avoided it altogether when he returned last week and picked up his issues with the Death Riders, but instead they addressed it here, and they had Samoa Joe basically say, like, if you have a problem, you should have a problem with me, no one else, because I made the decision. We had an opportunity and you weren't available. Sorry. And it was great. I appreciated the logic that was put into it, because so often it feels like storylines like that are just completely dropped when there's an injury. And so I appreciate that they didn't hold the story up for him to come back, but that they're acknowledging the things that have passed in that time since. So really, really liked to see that. Overall, I thought this was a pretty fun show. The main event 8-man super tag match was also a lot of fun. But let me know what your favorite part of the show this week was.